All right, we're about what today, tomorrow, and this is 22. So 24 today, 26 tomorrow, and 28 Friday, and that'll be it. And then when we come back, what is it? 15 in April, so that'd be 30. That'd be 58. Then 60 in May, 118. Be up to game 138. Then when we come back, that's 24. That's 12 broadcast days when we come back. And that's it. Like in August 12th, we start the playoffs. And that'll be good because then we'll have football coming on. But that's going to be a long playoffs. 2 rounds, 4 rounds of playoffs. Who knows how long they go? 7, 7, 9, and 9. Could be 32 days. Could be mid September. You never know. You never know. But there it is, right there. And we're trying to see. It's Colorado's really put their way back into it. When it comes to scores, let's go. 67 Pirates. Let's see what we have today. This is the highlights of game 23. And here we go. The Pirates, 11-7 winners of Arizona. They've climbed out of last place. They've climbed out of last place. The Cubs beat the Expos. Expos starting to fall. Cubs above 500. The Dodgers, 7-6 comeback win over the Braves. Braves are falling. The Mets, 10-6. Big late innings, and the Mets are now ahead of the Phillies, even though they're tied with records. Houston, 7-6 close win over the Marlins. Washington, 8-7. San Francisco, a big comeback effort. It was 8-0. And Washington within a game. The Cardinals, they blew out the Rockies. And the Reds beat the Padres. They're climbing up. In the American League, the Orioles beat the Senators. And that'll be possibly a game that we have. The Blue Jays beat the Angels 4-1. Kansas City 8-1 over the Yankees. Tampa Bay beat the Red Sox. They have the same record. The White Sox beat the Mariners. Big game, 18-6. Detroit 9-4 over Cleveland. And Minnesota 7-6 over the Rangers, which we'll probably have that game. And bottom of the 10th there. And Oakland, they're bringing up their record against Milwaukee. All right. So we now take a look at the best players of the day. Jorge Orta, 4 for 5 for Chicago. A double, 2 home runs, 6 RBIs. Carlos Beltran, 4 for 4. A triple, 2 home runs, 4 RBI. So a single, it was double short. And Ted Simmons of the Cardinals, 5 for 6. A double, 4 RBI, and he scored 5 runs. Well, just one game tonight. Let's go to Texas at Minnesota. For Texas, Kinsler, Matthews, Young, Teixeira, DeRosa, Blaylock, Mensch, Wilkerson, and Laird. And Adam Eaton, 4 games, 1 and 2 record. Joe Decker for the Twins. You have Ferrer, Braun, Carew, Heil, Oliva, Cusack, Soderholm, Bry, Borgman, and Ferrer is the only one with 32 at bats. A little bit of an outlier. Gerald Laird for the Texas Rangers. And really, this game should be a good one. When you look at the stats, 13 and 10, sixth place for the Rangers, 16 and 7, only 3 games separating, 4 and 7 on the road for the Rangers, 8 and 2 at home. And looking the batting average, terrible for the Rangers, great for Minnesota. And the home runs, not that great. Walks, you could see, stolen bases. But look at this, the pitching. So Texas has eked their way, and Minnesota has been pretty solid. Let's go to the mat. So there's something called depth of field mode. So we go 1 second. Movement delay. We'll go there. We're going to be ready to go. So, here's Kinsler hitting .241. Kinsler, Matthews, and Young. Ian Kinsler in the Rangers 13 and 10 right now. Joe Decker to start. And walked up. Not how they wanted to start this game. Remember, the Minnesota Twins they want to get wins. They want to get to 20 quick. Remember, a sprint in your first 40 and a sprint in your last 40 are big. Gary Matthews, center field. On the ground. 4-3, 1 out. Move Kinsler to second. Here's Michael Young. 1 out, 1 on for Texas. .262, a home run, 8 RBI. On the ground. Oh, and a base hit. Are they going to score? And they're going to throw in. They throw home, and he is safe. 1-0 Texas. Teixeira, the DH, 218, 4 home runs, 13 RBI. On the ground to first, 3-6, 2 outs. There'll be 2 outs here. Here's Mark DeRosa, first base, hitting .243, 3 homers, 13 RBIs. The pitch. On the ground should be Ed. 6-4. At the end of 1. The end of 1 half. Texas got a run. Bottom of the first inning, you have Ferrer, Braun, and Rod Carew. So Adam Eaton is the pitcher. He's 1-2. 7.17 ERA. Well, some unique scores here. But here's Eaton. That'll be a shot and a single. A base hit. That was pretty good for Minnesota. And now here's Steve Braun. This is Adam Eaton. Pitching. Braun, 310. Only 3 players hitting over 300. 4, actually. But Laird doesn't qualify. Braun nails it into the ground. They pick it up, they throw. He's safe. 2 on with 1 out. In the bottom of the first, Rod Carew 292, a home run, 5 RBI, 9 stolen bases. Eaton, Carew, on the ground, 4, 6, 1 out. Bottom of the first. So Ferrera's in sacrifice position. Larry Heil, center field. Struck him out, 2 outs. That leaves Tony Oliva. Not a great year so far. On the ground, right there. 5-4, they get him. 1-0. We go to the second. So here we go. Here's Hank Blaylock hitting 274. Decker pitching for Minnesota. There's a shot and a base hit. So we just went action cam. Why'd I go there? I wanted to go action cam TV low. Or pitcher batter. Let's see that one. Kevin Mensch, right field. High and deep. What a catch. And a good catch there. Be 1 out, too close there. And give me 1 second. That was pitcher batter. Let's go action cam TV low. Wilkerson, Brad Wilkerson, 214. On the ground. They'll pick it up. 4, 6, 3. And they get him. So it's 1-0, bottom of the second. So here's Craig Cusick, the DH. Bottom of the second inning. Eaton. On the ground, base hit. So they'll go around first. They'll go all the way to the wall. Look at this, they throw it in. It'll be a double. Triple, yes! A triple for Cusick. There, I think that wide TV's good. Soderholm, and it goes. And it'll be 1-1. So they're in. Minnesota has tied it. So that is big. On a wild pitch, Adam Eaton. That wasn't good at all. Soderholm and Bry is there as well. But he's hitting 317. Little looper. And that'll be a catch, 2 outs. Yeah, when you look at view, Centerfield Classic TV, camera. Action is wide TV camera. So here's Bry. On the ground. They'll throw to first, they get him 3 outs. 1-1. We go to the third. All right, so Borgman, Ferrera, and Braun. You see the bottom of the lineup. And let's see, 7, 8, 9, 1, and 2, pretty solid. Eaton. High, little bit. 1 out. So 1 out here. No, no outs. Oh, God, I screwed that up. Wow, did I screw that up. Here's Laird. But he only had 13 at-bats all year. So Decker to Laird. Third. Oh, an error. And top of the third, an error. Here's Ian Kinsler. Second base. There they go to second. He's out. He's out. Not Borgman has not thrown out many. So Laird is thrown out. Here's Kinsler. Walked him. And that's the difficulty is when you throw somebody out for stealing, and it could have been 2 on with nobody out. So Gary Matthews hitting 207. You figure Texas is up for a couple 14-run games. They pick it up. They throw to second. And he is out. 2 outs. Michael Young, 1 for 1, an RBI. High to right. And they catch it 3 outs. 3 outs. We go to the bottom of the third. So bottom of the third. Ferrer, Braun, and Carew. Here's Ferrer. High, and this will be 1 out. Braun.
Strike 3.
Struck him out, 2 outs. And Rod Carew, 0 for 1, hitting 289. A home run, 5 RBI, and unassisted to first. The end of 3. It's 1-1. And the game of the night tonight. The out-of-town scoreboard. Arizona's pulled ahead. The Pirates with 4 errors. It's like the Pirates are trying, but they just can't. Boston 3-2 over Tampa. Kansas City all over the Yankees. Montreal trying to stop their skid. Atlanta and LA. Atlanta trying to stop their skid. Seattle and Chicago tied. Baltimore 3-2 over Washington. Milwaukee and Oakland the same record. Cleveland and Detroit there. And New York beat Philadelphia. Florida beat Houston. All right, Teixeira, DeRosa, and Blaylock here in the 4th. Joe Decker. Teixeira. And that'll be 1 out. Here's DeRosa. High into left. They make the catch, 2 outs. Here in Minnesota. Met Stadium in Blaylock. Hank Blaylock is 1 for 1. He singled in the 2nd inning. Struck him out, and we go to the bottom of the 4th inning. We're tied at 1. Well, here in the bottom of the 4th, Heil, Oliva, and Cusick. Larry Heil's 0 for 1 today. Adam Eaton still in. Heil to right, and a base hit. I was going to say it's a surprise pitcher's duel. In the bottom of the 4th. Oliva, left field. They go to second. Safe. Oliva, 0 for 1. Tony Oliva. Hit him. And he had Eaton hits Oliva. And right there, weather in the ballpark. Bottom of the fourth, 2 on, nobody out. Here's Cusick, who had a triple the last time. To right. Caught. And it won't go to third. 1 out. Soderholm. He's 0 for 1. Walked him, and now the bases are loaded. Boy, Minnesota of 1974 wants to absolutely do this. Steve Bry, right field. On the ground. 3, 6. Is he safe? Yes. And it's 2-1 Minnesota. 2-1. Glenn Borgman now. And Borgman, base hit. 3-1 now. We're going to go to third. And he's safe. So it's down 3-1. Minnesota leads. And Sergio Ferrer, the shortstop. 1 for 2. Little looper to left. And a base hit. It's now 4-1. Minnesota is blowing out Texas now. All with 2 outs. Steve Braun now. He's 1 for 2. Ferrer's 343. This ends their good part of their lineup. Center field. And under. They'll make the catch, 3 outs. 5th inning, 4-1. And Kevin Mensch, 0 for 1. Joe Decker. Decker to right. And Joe Decker, it's caught. 1 out. Oh, that was big. And they needed that. It's Brad Wilkerson, left field. And a shot and a base hit. They have it here. It'll be a big shot here. 4-1. Minnesota leads Texas. Top of the 5th, 1 out. There's Gerard Laird, 0 for 1. On the ground, they'll pick it up. They go to second, they get the out. They go to first. They call him out. A double play. It's 4-1, bottom of the 5th. And right now we have a viewer on Twitch. And right now, not too much here. So I'm looking at classic soccer game, bottom of the 5th now. Rod Carew, Heil, and Oliva. Carew. That will be foul. Should be able to get it. And he does. 1 out. 4-1. Texas wanted to get another run, but they didn't. Heil. 1 for 2. Sitting 244 on the year. And they walk him. 4 pitches. Bottom of the 5th, 1 out. Here's Oliva. 0 for 1. Adam Eaton. Struck him out. 2 outs. Bottom of the 5th. Craig Cusick. Cusick 1 for 2. Oh, that's going to hit the ground and a base hit. They go to third. And he is safe. So bottom of the fifth, 4-1. Ian Soderholm, the third baseman. Struck him out. And that'll be it. Go to the 6-4-1 Minnesota. Kinsler, Matthews, and Young. As Joe Decker, only 59 pitches. Go top six. So Kinsler. No at-bats today. Did walk? I think he walked. Deep. And no! And it goes on the ground. Kinsler to second. And that'll be big. They need to get him around. They have to. Here's Gary Matthews. Center fielder 0 for 2 today. Joe Decker. Matthews, and it's the ground. Will they score? And no, they're just going to stop at third. So it's 4-1. Nobody out. Michael Young is the tying run. He's 1 for 2 today, and as he only RBI for Texas. Joe Decker fading. The pitch. Base hit. And it's going to be 4-2. And Decker's in a jam. I still think the only good jam is when you have somebody on third and another base with nobody out. Mark Teixeira, 0 for 2, hitting only .213, trying to break out. Struck him out, 1 out. So Texas wants another run. Mark DeRosa, 0 for 2. The pitch. DeRosa to left. And it should be 4-3. And it goes to the wall. And he'll throw it in. It'll be second and third. And a base hit will take the lead for Texas. Decker still in. Hank Blaylock for 4 errors for the Senators in that Orioles game. That's big. Blaylock now 1 for 2. The pitch. Walked him, and now the bases are loaded. Decker is really reeling. Here's Kevin Mensch, 0 for 2. The pitch. Oh my! Oh my, what a mistake! It's a grand slam! A grand slam! 6 runs in the inning. Grand slam. Wow. Grand slam. And Eddie Bain is in now. And it is silent here in Minnesota. It's Wilkerson now. 2:22. Hard shot, caught, 2 outs. But I wish they would have brought him in a little earlier. Minnesota needs 3 more runs just to tie. Gerald Laird, 0 for 2. And 4-3. Whoa! Bringing somebody new, they ended it. We go to the bottom of the 6th. A grand slam. 7-4. Haven't had one of them in a while. Steve Bry, now right fielder. Brian Corey is a new pitcher. He's 1-0. Pitched 16 innings in a year. Struck out 11, walked 9. 4.50 ERA. Here's Bry, 0 for 2. Struck him out, 1 out. And Glenn Borgman, 1 for 2. A run and an RBI. On the ground. Short to first, 2 outs. And bottom of the 6th, Sergio Ferrer. The shortstop, 2 for 3. They need somebody to get on. They walked him and he gets on. So he'll go to first. Here's Braun. Steve Braun. High to center. Over his head. And they're probably going to score to make it 7-5. They'll throw it in. And it is 7-5. Rod Carew, 0 for 3. Second baseman hitting 283. Huge at bat, 2 outs. Pitch, walked him. And now the leading run is at home plate. Heil is 1 for 2 today. Center fielder. 1 for 2 is 244. Kenny Jack 1. Corey to Heil. No, line drive, that's it. 7-5 will go to the 7th. What a day. Ian Kinsler's 1 for 1. Taking a look right now. Solid. So 7-5, top of the 7th, Ian Kinsler. Eddie Bain. On the ground, second to first, 1 out. Gary Matthews, 1 for 3. Struck him out, 2 outs. Michael Young, top of the 7th inning. Young, 276. The pitch. Struck him out. So, 7th inning stretch. Enjoy the out-of-town scores. So Atlanta 5-1. Chicago's trailing in the bottom of the 9th. Washington, 4 errors. Baltimore leads, but they got them loaded. Oakland beating Milwaukee big. Cleveland over Detroit. Montreal beat Chicago. Arizona goes ahead to the Pirates by a game for last place. Kansas City blows out New York. Boston beat Tampa Bay. Florida beat Houston. And New York beat Philadelphia 5-3. Here's Olivo for 2. Brian Corey. Oh, Oliva! What a catch! Mensch. What a catch! Only 3 stars, but good night. And 1 out. Wow. Greg Cusick, 2 for 3. A triple and a single, and they hit him. So bottom of the 7th. Texas 7-5. Cusick at first. Soderholm 0 for 2. Brian Corey at the end of his streak. Soderholm, he's going to hit the gap. And there it is. Soderholm to second. Are they coming home? They will. And it is now 7-6. So Cusick scores. Cusick, and Steve Bry 0 for 3. Struck him out, 2 outs. So 2 outs. And now, Glenn Borgman 1 for 3 as an RBI. He's got Soderholm at second. The pitch on the ground, 4-3. 7-6 now. We go to the 8th. So Teixeira, DeRosa, and Blaylock. Eddie Baines still in. Mark Teixeira on the ground to first. They throw 1 out. Here's DeRosa. Mark DeRosa, 1 for 3. High and deep to right. And underneath, 2 outs. So 2 outs. Here's Hank Blaylock, 1 for 2. Base hit. They want insurance. Here in the 8th. So Kevin Mensch, the grand slam. Grand slam last time up. And he walked him in 4. So Bill Butler, the new pitcher, 3.60 ERA. 2 on, 2 out. Here's Wilkerson. Butler, the pitch. Wilkerson to left. Should be able to get it. And they do 3 outs. Bottom of the 8th. 7-6. Bottom of the 8th now. We have Ferrer, Braun, and Carew. Ferrer hitting .343. He's 2 for 3 today. Francisco Cordero, the new pitcher. 13 strikeouts, no walks. 5.06 ERA. 10 2/3. Struck him out, 1 out. That's Francisco Cordero. Steve Braun, 2 for 4. Struck him out, 2 outs. And Rod Carew hitting .283. Cordero looking really good. On the ground. 6-3. Got him. 7-6. Well, we go to the 9th. You have Laird, Kinsler, and Matthews. Bill Butler only 2 pitches in. But this is big. Struck him out, 1 out. So they do get an out. Twins down by 1. Here's Ian Kinsler, who's 1 for 2. To right. Underneath, 2 outs. And Gary Matthews, 1 for 4. Butler trying to shut the door down. Deep, and not deep enough. Last inning. It's its last chance for Minnesota. Bottom 9. Hissel. Center field. 1 for 3. Cordero on the ground. 6-3, 1 out. Good throw. This would be big for Texas. Tony Oliva, 0 for 3 today. Cordero going for the save. Olivo, and that'll drop for a base hit. The winning run is at home. Tying run is Oliva. And Cusick, 2 for 3. Cordero, hoping for his 4th save. The pitch to Cusick. On the ground, could be it. 6, dropped it, dropped it. Dropped it. Could have been it. He dropped it. Bottom of the 9th, 1 out. And Soderholm, 1 for 3. Oh, very big, 1 out. Cordero, that was a big error. Deep. And underneath. 2 outs. Bottom of the 9th. Well, that error hurt. The error could have ended the game. Steve Bry, right field. He's hitting .338. Cordero with 2 outs, 2 on. Cordero to Bry. On the ground. Second to first, and that's it. 7-6. And your final. Big win for Texas. Anytime you beat number 1. So Texas is down 14-10. Minnesota 16-8. Multiple hits for Young and Blaylock for Texas. Ferrer, Braun, and Cusick for Minnesota. Eaton with a win. Corey with a hold. And Cordero with his 4th save. Decker with the loss. Bain and Butler. There we go. Underneath. Kevin Mensch, the player of the game. Kevin Mensch for Texas, the grand slam. Grand slam in the 6th inning. There he is. Kevin Mensch, 28 years old. So there he is. And right now, he went 1 for 3 with a grand slam. So that's Kevin Mensch, the player of the game. And there it is. We're going to finish. Let's go here. Here's all the scores of the day. So the Mets go a game ahead of the Phillies. What a game. 5-3, a home run in the bottom of the 12th. The Marlins, they beat the Astros, so they're only 2 behind. They win 8-2. Montreal, they're tied with the Astros. They beat the Cubs 5-1. Arizona, a game ahead of the Pirates for last. 9-5, that score. The Braves beat the Dodgers, same record. Colorado beats the Cardinals 9-3. They split, and it is Colorado with a 1-game lead. The Reds beat the Padres, a comeback win. They have the same record. The Nationals beat the Giants 6-2. The Giants are falling. In the American League, Boston beat Tampa Bay 3-2. They're a game better. The Royals blow the Yankees out, and the Royals are at 500. Mariners beat the White Sox late, so the White Sox have double-digit losses. The Orioles sweep, so they pull within one. They were 13-9, now they're 15-9, and 16-6 is now 16-8. The Rangers, 4 errors for the Senators. The Rangers beat the Twins 14-10. As we saw, the Athletics take advantage of 3 Brewer errors, and they are 500. The Blue Jays coming on strong. They're 10-14, 5-3 winners. And Detroit, a comeback win over Cleveland. So, let's take a look very quickly at the standings. The Astros and Expos are tied for first. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 5 teams tied for 3 spots. The Nationals, Giants, Rockies, Mets, and Marlins. Phillies, Cubs, and Cardinals are back. The Pirates were briefly tied with the Diamondbacks, but they're 5-5, trying to work their way up. And then the rest right there. In the AL, Minnesota and Washington, they're tied. The Orioles are a game back. The White Sox and Rangers, 4-5. The Tigers are 6th. Boston, a game back. Oakland, Tampa Bay, Kansas City, Milwaukee, Toronto, California, and then Seattle, New York, and Cleveland. Seattle starting to fall. The Yankees have lost 9 out of their last 10, including 5 in a row. League news. Bichette had 5 hits in a game. And then Simmons kills Colorado. I'm going to say, has anybody had brawls yet? Really? I turned everything up to high, and no brawls. No bench clearing brawls. So that's kind of a little bit crazy there. No bench clearing brawls there. And I haven't seen really any. So Orta is their batting leader of Chicago. That's Chicago with the red hat, the White Sox. Home runs, Thornton has 10. Runs batted in, Thornton with 26. Stolen bases, Pagan. And Bry with the WAR. See saves, 3 tied at 8. Blyleven and strikeouts. And Hernandez, the best ERA. Hernandez, Blyleven, and Johnson. All right. Looking at the scores. The next games: San Diego, Chicago, Pittsburgh, St. Louis, San Francisco, Philadelphia, Colorado and Florida, New York, LA, Atlanta, Houston, Montreal, Arizona. Pittsburgh is at St. Louis. For the American League, Oakland and Tampa, Toronto and Cleveland, Kansas City at the Senators, Chicago at Boston. That'll be big. Boston can leapfrog them with a sweep. California and the Yankees, Minnesota at the Brewers, Baltimore at Seattle, and Detroit and Texas. That'll be really good. All right. That's going to be it for us today. Have a great day. Good to see everyone.